Algebra 2, set 98, relationships of numbers. So this set is all about finding distances between numbers. So we're gonna talk about the number line. When you have a number line, just as a review, we can see that the number 1 is greater than -3 because it's to the right of it on a number line. And we can order all of the real numbers on a number line, and it's considered an ordered set. So 1 is greater than -3, and the graph of 1 is 4/7 of the distance from -3 to 4 on the number line. And the way that you can tell that is looking at the spaces. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces here, and 1 is 4 out of the 7 spaces to the right of -3. So we say it's 4/7 of the distance from -3 to 4 on the number line. And this is kind of what we're going to be working with today. The name of a number designates the distance and direction from the origin. So when we say -4, we know that it's going to be to the left of the origin and it's going to be 4 units away. If I said number 9, then I know it's going to be positive, so it's going to be 9 units to the right of the origin. So the name just designates how far away it is. So for our example, find the number that is 7/10 of the way from 30 to 40. So we have this number line, and we can tell we've got 30 and 40, and 30 is 30 units away from 0, and 40 is 40 units away from 0. We want to find the distance between those two. So in order to find the distance between those two, we just subtract. 40 minus 30 gives us 10 units. So we need to figure out 7/10 of the distance from 30 to 40. Well, we know it's 10 units, and we need to figure out 7/10 of 10, and so we know 7/10 of 10 is 7. So we can just designate 7 spaces and mark that line, or mark that point, and that is 7 units away. So 30 plus 7 is 37. So the number that is 7/10 of the way from 30 to 40 is 37. You can also write it this way: 30 plus 7/10 of the distance between 40 and 30 is n. So again, 40 minus 30 gave us 10. We did 7/10 of that and then added it to 30. This is what we're going to be doing with the next couple problems. So find the number that is 1/5 of the way from 1/8 to 9/11. So this one's a little bit trickier. So we've got 1/8 and we have 9/11, and we need to find the distance between those two. The way we find the distance is we need to subtract. Once we find that distance, we need to find the number that's 1/5 of that distance. So we're going to take it and do 1/5 times the distance to figure that out, and then we'll add that to 1/8. So 9/11 minus 1/8, we get 72/88 minus 11/88. So the distance is 61/88. So the whole entire distance is 61 over 88, but we need 1/5 of the distance. So 1/5 of 61/88 is going to give us 61/440. So that is this distance right here is 61/440. So we need to add that to 1/8. When we add that to 1/8, that's going to give us the actual value that is 1/5 of the way from 1/8 to 9/11. So 1/8, we need to get a common denominator, so we multiply by 55 over 55. So we end up getting 116 over 440. That can be reduced. Divide both sides by 4, and we get 29 over 110. So the number that's 1/5 of the way from 1/8 to 9/11 is 29 over 110. We'll do another example just because I know this is kind of tricky. Find the number that is 2/3 of the way from 2 1/4 to 3 5/6. So I'm just going to write down the steps that you need to take. The first thing you need to do is you need to find the distance, then multiply by the fraction, so we'll multiply by 2/3, and then add to the first number. So those are the 3 steps that we're going to take. So the first thing we're going to do is find the distance. The way we find the distance is 3 5/6 minus 2 1/4. So that's 3 10/12 minus 2 3/12. That gives us 1 7/12. Now we need, so that's our distance. Now we need to multiply it by the fraction. So we need to find 2/3 of the way between 2 1/4 and 2 1/4 and 3 5/6. So we're going to find 2/3 of 1 7/12. So we just multiply. 1 7/12 is 19/12. So we multiply there. We can cancel and get 2 goes into itself 1 times and into 12 6 times. So we end up getting 19 over 18. So 2/3 of the way is 1 1/18. That's that distance. So the last step that we need to do is add that to 2 1/4 so that we can find the number that's 1 1/18 away. So 2 1/4 plus 1 1/18, that's the same as 2 9/36 plus 1 2/36. So we get 3 11/36. If you did it using improper fractions, you would get 119 over 36.